besties, how are we? So today, catfishes. I feel like Neve, Max from Catfish. Hi guys and welcome to Catfish. Right, basically I just want to read people's catfish things, although, right, so basically I was looking and I tried not to read them, but I had like a little like keyword, 1, 2, and some were just too deep, you know, where it's like they pretended they had this illness and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be talking about that negativity. But at the end of this video I'm going to share my lovely little catfish encounter and it makes you want to okay. Anyways, okay, back in the MSN days I was dating this boy. I was friends with his sister, not close friends, but I knew her. We would always face cool, but he would always sit in the dark room with hood up. Turned out it was his sister the whole time. The brother died 3 years prior. See, I just said depressing. That is very depressing. That's really weird. That is really weird actually. Because like, one, why would you want to pretend to be a dead brother? But like also pretend to be a dead brother and date a girl that, like, why don't you just date her? Oh, what? That's really weird. You. I was catfished by a 30-odd-year-old man pretended to be a 17-year-old when I was 16. He knew how old I was. That's grooming. That is not sorry. That is not catfishing. That is a paedophile. Okay? Okay. Okay. Let's clarify. Paedophilia, catfishing. Different. Very different. I always think though, like, back in the Habbo days, I was defo non-stop on a lot. Because you know all those... Do you remember when it would be like, you'd put like nude coloured clothes on it, you'd bobber when you were like 13. Oh, good times. I was a freaky dicky. And they were defo 50-year-old little men sweating, you know. And I never thought about it when I was doing it, but now I look back I think, oh my god, I was a fool. Anyway, besides the point, carrying on. My mum thought she was talking to a 40-year-old American soldier. She got suspicious when he asked her to send toiletries. She found out he wasn't a 40-year-old soldier. He was an 18-year-old student who lived in Africa. Do you know what? There's a lot of these things going on recently, isn't there? Like, sending money to people and stuff. But like, to be honest, the finesse is the finesse. Fair enough. If you can get people to send you money. Sorry. I would re-record that, but yeah, if you didn't know, you're a psychopath. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of that going on at the minute, isn't there? So, fair enough. I wish I could have a little moolah from someone, but you know. Does anyone remember the "you should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price" catfish episode? Sometimes that just, you know, it just lives freely in my head.
Why the would you do that? Because 3 months ago, because that ain't cool. You should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price.
And the Katy Perry episode where it's like, and the guy that's like, so he catfishes another guy, and then Nev and that are like, so you're gay? And he's like, no. And he's like, but you catfished a guy. And he's like, you got me there.
I'm gonna take a stab at this.
Sure.
You're gay.
Obviously, I'm not gay.
Well, it's not so obvious. I mean, you are pretending to be a girl online and having a romantic relationship with a guy, so...
I give it to you. You got me there.
Right.
So, maybe...
Lives rent-free. Rent-free. Right, I need to stop. Okay. Ooh, got a long one. I've been in a situation, except I was a catfish and it was a complete accident. Okay. I have a relatively deep and calm voice, and a few people on online games have told me in the past they couldn't tell my gender until they knew me. So I was in a group call with a few friends and friends of friends. This girl from the group added me and we would play games a lot together, and I guess because I usually opt for male characters, she thought I was a guy, and she was telling the rest of our friends how great she thinks I am. One of my friends came forward and told me this girl was actually crushing me a bit, and I was like, yeah, she thinks you're a bloke though. And I was so awkward and shocked that I'd never corrected her because I didn't want to hurt her. But yeah, no, she found out through mutual friends that I was a girl, and yeah, I got ghosted. This was years ago, back when Skype and Kik were a thing. I still play male characters and dupe people with my voice. Do you remember Kik? Kik was full of creepy people. I actually had this one man who had like a fetish for being abused, and he messaged me on Kik once abusing me, and because I was a little troll, I used to be like, love you, hee hee hee, sexy, oh, love you too, besties, hee hee. I still do it, to be honest, like, it's just the way I do things. He was like, you're fat, you're ugly, and I was like, oh baby, I love you, yes, kissy kissy. And he got so upset because I just wasn't retaliating. And then I think one day he insulted my friend, and I was like, you this, you that, and then he was like, and I was like, oh my god, he has a fetish for abuse. So then I went back and was like, haha, joking, love you, we would never fall out, bestie vibes only, bestie vibes only. And he would come back literally every week. I wonder how he is, because he would always post videos of like him in the gym, and obviously those videos were probably fake, but I also feel like maybe they weren't. He would post them and be like, do I look fat? And I'd be like, no, you look delightful, bestie. And he'd be like, fuck yourself, go die. And I'd be like, okay, if you want me to, okay. Yeah, that happened. Anyways, next. One of my friendship group at school catfished us, pretended to be her fit and imaginary neighbour, and dated 3 of our friendship group. Brr. Ugh. Really weirds me out though, because it's like when I walk past people in the street, I always think, you could be a murderer, you could be a killer, you could have somebody in your loft or your basement. And that's the same sort of thing. Be in your friendship group, you don't know you're being catfished by them. Ooh, long one. So a few years back, like 5 years ago maybe, I was talking to a couple of friends on Twitter who were just online friends for about 6 months before I noticed conversations were getting mixed up. I thought they were just talking to each other about me behind my back, but then I noticed that when one was online, the other 2 were off. And when I stopped talking to them, new accounts were popping up. So it's quite a long story short. Don't look at me. To cut a long story short, before we got the real truth, this guy, my from birth best friends at the time brother, managed to get nudes out of me and my mum, as we didn't realise who we were talking to. There were so many things that led us back to him, and it came out in the end that he had over 30 accounts, both male and female. You and your mum. I've seen many mums catfishing people actually, or like they use their kids' pictures, which is sad. I also saw once, I mean it probably always happens, but like somebody used their picture from when they were younger and catfish someone. But I don't from memory, I don't think they meant to catfish them. It was like a picture of them when they were younger, and the person started talking to them, and then it came out like, oh well, that's a picture of me from 50 years ago. And then they were like, oh, but weird. Oh my god, this is my story. I got catfished when I was about 14 till like 16. Worst bit is when I found out whilst watching Catfish episode with the Google reversing, jokingly decided to reverse his pics and didn't think he'd actually be a catfish. Period. Basically, I was like 14 and I was talking to this boy who I met on, who remembers Snog? Snog and Kick, iconic. On Snog, it was basically you snog, marry, avoid people. It looked like that if I can find it. Anyway, yeah, we went on Habbo. And a girl that I actually knew, called Alana as well, said she knew him. So I'm at the bus stop. She did fancy me, absolutely fine, but I obviously didn't reciprocate feelings. And then all of a sudden he came back, and they were both from Lincoln. And we spoke for literally like 4 years. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching Catfish, and I'm like, let's just Google reverse it, yeah. And then I wish I'd have dealt with it differently and been like, you alright then, like. But I was just like, so you're fake. And he was literally and then blocked me, so. I really find it weird because like I used to play on Habbo all the time, and you never know that like me and you didn't play Habbo together. Anyways, back in Habbo days I got catfished. I met a lad who called himself Steve. You should have known. He was lovely, from Scotland, so had a mega nice accent. We would text and talk on MSN and phone each other every night. We'd pull all nights together and fall asleep in school. I used to do that with my catfish. I'd have school at 8 AM. I'd be messaging this boy at 7 AM. And nonce at 7 AM. What was I doing? I don't do that for anyone now. If anyone's like, oh, stay awake, I'm like, no. Like, huh? Anyways, we'd both pretend to be sick on the same day so we could stay home from school and chat with each other all day. He said he was 15, same age as me. We'd send each other cute pictures all the time, and I dare say I loved him at the time. Then one day I got a message on MSN that was sent while I was offline. He basically came out and said he was actually 12. The pictures weren't him, and his name was something. He was too afraid to tell me who he was. He'd sent those pictures before of his friend, and those pictures were actually him. I was gobsmacked. I tried to say friends afterwards, but I just couldn't. I'm such an idiot. I didn't think I know any younger lads who call themselves Steve. I mean, it was literally 3 years. That's really weird. 12 though. Sorry, there's got to be a difference in the way you type from when you're 12 to 15. When I was 12, I was talking like, yoo-hoo, like her from me. Like that. And then when I turned 15, I typed like, yoo-hoo. But like there'd be like a H at the end. So it'd be like a Y-O-O-U-U. Or it'd be like Y-O-U-H. I typed really weird when I was 12. Right, anyways, I'm going to stop videoing now. Hope you enjoyed. Love you all. I will see you next video. Let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. If you liked it, if you didn't, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Love you. Stay safe out there. See ya.